It goes to the Labour government. Jess Phillips shuts it down. So they've voted people in to try and get the inquiry. Then they go to the government, Labour. Labour then shut it down. There's no inquiry. And then Labour are saying we'll do these little 5 inquiries without statutory power. So that it's just a complete shut.
Who's above Labour to tell Labour, hey, go investigate this? Who holds them accountable?
Well, you need to look, which my next documentary is looking at. And this is, so say in the town of Rochdale is a massive rape gang scandal. They're in every town, yeah? The local Labour councillor, Hussein was his name. Now, 10 years ago, this is all now topic of conversation. 10 years ago, when a young girl was raped, 100 girls were raped, yeah, over 100. So this young girl in this community, her local Labour representative, which is your Democrats, her local Democrat politician, her local representative, didn't go court to support her. He went to court and gave a character reference for the Muslim rapist, as did the mayor of Bolton. They went to court and testified in court, on oath, and testified that this Muslim man who's raped 100 kids is a wonderful man. He's a great man, yeah? So they went to court and gave a character reference. What happened to him? He didn't lose his job. He didn't lose his job. I went up to question him as a journalist. I knocked at the door and said, I'm here to ask Councillor Hussein some questions. They said, come back in 2 hours. So I drive back in 2 hours, gangs come from everywhere, smash my car up, blitz me, because what's unthinkable is that the political power is working with the violent gangs. They're together.
What's the benefit though? What are they getting?
What are they getting?
But because back in the days, if you look at the Italian mob, right, what they did, they had them bought. So they paid them off and it was a model, hey, we have this many cops, this many judges, this many this many that. This doesn't seem like that's that because they're not making that kind of money.
Oh, no, this is a mafia as well. The Islamic community is a mafia, total mafia.
So do they have the judges and the cops and all those guys bought?
Well,
because they're paying them off.
Episode 1 of the Rape of Britain that we produced, we track down, we get witnesses and testimonies. So this girl's been raped, and this girl's Nicole, very brave young girl. She's been raped at the age of 13. She gets pregnant. They get DNA from the fetus of the baby, yeah? They get the DNA. So we have all the paperwork, 100% DNA match on the Pakistani rapist who drives a Lamborghini who's age 23 or 24, yeah? So they get the DNA match, no further action. The police, no further action, okay? Now this girl's dad, at the time, worked in the restaurant of one of the gangs because they're all coordinated, yeah? He used to work there. Now, we had 2 different witnesses who witnessed the chief inspector, police officer, in the restaurant with the gangs. It's the head police officer because it works as a mafia. They're making so much money. You know, they control the drugs, the violence in every town and city is controlled by the Muslim community in the UK now. They are the mafia. They control everything. And whoever controls the drugs controls the towns, controls the streets. Whoever controls the streets controls the towns. They have that much.
What kind of money are they making?
Insane money.
Give me an example.
Millions.
That's not a lot though. Like, are they, because to own judges,
I won't say they own judges, to own police officers, yeah? So they own police officers, which we show. So I go.
Police officers, to be able, so for me, to be able to get away with this, you have to either bribe where you have intel on them, which they don't. That's not their business model. You have to buy local small judges and, cops and senators and Congress and buy them out, which they're not making that kind of money to be able to do that. You have to be feared because they could come to you, but fearing them to do what to you?
They don't have to
I'm
pay.
trying to really find out, like, why.
Political power. They don't have to pay.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe let me ask a different question. So Elon Musk said something about Starmer, right? He tweets something about him. I pulled up right now, prime ministers in UK from 2005 to 2025. Tony Blair, you got Gordon Brown, Labour Party, Labour, Cameron, Conservative, Theresa May, Conservative, Boris Johnson, Conservative, Liz Truss, Conservative, Rishi Sunak, Conservative, and Keir Starmer, Conservative, Labour. Yeah. You mean David, Theresa, Boris, Liz, and Rishi? While this is going on, they knew about it and they didn't do anything about it?
All of them knew about it. But remember, they were responsible for open border mass immigration. The reason being, open border mass immigration, the problems I'm talking about are the problems that come from that. Now, if you were allowed to really look at it, then whose failure is it? Why are these girls getting raped? It comes down to their political failure, their decisions to allow mass immigration into our towns and cities. So that's why they must cover it up. Because if it's not covered up, all these problems that I talk about, all the problems I've seen, all these rapes, all the gangs, all the terrorism, all the jihad, all of that, they've imported. And that is their failure. So if you're allowed to look at it and investigate it and question it, then you're going to start looking at them. And then the public are going to look at them and say, you did this. You did this. And every one of them have risen to the top with dirty hands.
Okay, fair. So royal family, who has more power, prime minister or the royal family? You think the royal family is going to allow, like, we're Americans, right? So we're on a completely different place here. But when we think about your politics, can't the royal family sit there and say, what are we doing? The rich history that we have, are we going to sit here and be okay with this happening to us?
Okay, so look at a case in Manchester. Case in Manchester, young girl, what's her name, Victoria? Young girl, 15, drugged with heroin by a 55-year-old Muslim man, raped. When she was killed, that launched a police investigation. They made, I think, 100 arrests. When they made these arrests, there was the police officer in charge. I'm speaking from memory here, but I've done this before. So there's a police officer in charge. They make 100 arrests. They arrest them. They give them their court date, their pending court cases, and then the Crown Prosecution Service collapse. Gone. Everything's gone. Remember, this is when they're still covering up, yeah? So the police were forced into doing an investigation because a young girl had died. Then they uncover all of these rape gangs and they start looking at them. Victoria, so it was Victoria, yeah? Rape arrest as part of new grooming. Oh, so now they're making arrests in 2020, yeah? But she wasn't killed in 2020. Girl, when she was killed. Now, when she was killed, 2003. So remember, this is when we're still in big cover-up mode, yeah? So they make loads of arrests in this case. They then they find the gang. They find that all the ones, hundreds of them are operating, just raping young kids, torturing them. They make arrests. They get them all ready for court. They collapse the entire trial. The lead police officer who collapsed that trial won the highest recommendation 6 months later from our royal family. The level of cover-up.
6 months later from royal family?
From the royal family, he won the biggest award you can get, like, for his work. Yeah, he won the reward for covering this up. Because what you have to understand is, they were so fearful of this coming out, and they always say they were fearful of race riots, fearful of race tensions, because you can't allow the public to realise that literally members of the Islamic community are raping their way through our nation. And that is all to do with open border mass immigration. Say like the Democrats now, they're opening up. Many problems in American cities are going to come from the problems that have come from the men who they've imported and allowed in. So what do they want to do? They just hide it. And this was a mass cover-up for... Up until the formation of the English Defence League, they had successfully hid this for 30 to 40 years.